Hi, it's Maria from the River Forest Public Library back again with another craft tutorial. This week we're going to be making this felt box. This felt box is incredibly adorable, but also super practical, which is something that's A+ in my book. In addition to being super practical, it's also incredibly easy to make. It's no-sew, uses very few materials, and is super customizable. Now for this first box, I've gone ahead and embroidered some simple daisies all around the exterior just to give it a little bit something extra. But you can leave the felt box as is for a more minimal look, or you can embellish in other ways. For my next box, I'm going to add some pom-poms to give it a little bit of colorful pop, or you can get some fabric markers and embellish that way. There are tons of ways to make this box your own. This tutorial is going to be super easy, so let's go ahead and get started. For this project, you will need some heavy-duty felt, a hole punch, a pair of scissors, some paper clips, a square piece of paper, and a pencil. For the added embellishment, you will need some yarn, something to wrap your yarn around, and a pair of scissors. So the first step of the project is to choose the color of felt that you would like to use. I've gone ahead and picked this purple color. I think it's going to make a really fun container. Now the template for this box is super simple. All you need is a square piece of paper. The felt I'm starting off with is 12 inches by 12 inches. Now the first square that I used to make this box is about 6 inches by 6 inches. Using this size square, you are left with a box that has a very low profile and pretty wide. For the second box that I'm going to make using the purple, I'm going to go ahead and scale it down so that it's a little bit taller in profile and has a shorter diameter. So this square I'm going to use is about 4 inches by 4 inches. So the next step is to take your square template and place it right in the center of your felt fabric. If you would like to be ultra precise, you can certainly use a ruler to measure and make sure that you're exactly in the middle, but I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball it. And once you have it located, go ahead and take your pencil and start outlining the template. You really wanna make sure that the corners are clear. All right, so we're done with the piece of paper. Go ahead and set it aside. Now go ahead and take your scissors, and from the first corner, go ahead and cut all the way to the corner of the square so that you make a diagonal cut. So just go ahead and start cutting a straight line towards that template corner, and then repeat the process for the remaining 3 corners. So again, cutting from the corner here all the way to the corner of our square. So now that we have the corners cut, this is what you should be left with. Go ahead and fold them in just so that there's a creased line at the bottom, at the base of the container. Then take the 2 opposite sides and fold them up, then take the corners and connect them. It should look like this. Using your paper clip, go ahead and paper clip these 2 together so that they don't move about. And then do the same on the other side. So again, we have these corners. We're gonna fold them in so that they overlay and are connected. And then taking a paper clip, we're gonna go ahead and paper clip them together. This is gonna be the interior walls of your container. Next, take the remaining pieces, fold them up, and then do the same thing. Go ahead and take the sides and overlay them where they naturally would, and then take your paper clip and clip them on. And then same process for the remaining side. All right, so everything has been paper clipped together, and this is what we're looking at. So as you can see, this is the area in which we're gonna connect it. Since this is a no-sew tutorial, I'm gonna go ahead and punch some holes and then loop in some ribbon so that it stays together on its own. So the first step is to take off the first paper clip, and again, that's the exterior paper clip, just holding these 2 together. And then go ahead and trim off this triangle. First one end, and then taking that first triangle, I'm gonna overlay it on top of that second piece and then cut it around that so that each side is relatively even. So you have the 2 triangle bits that we just cut off, and then we are left with this type of closure. Now that we have the triangles cut off, it's time to use our hole punch and create a hole so that we can loop our ribbon in. Feed it through the fabric and then just punch a hole, and then onto the second. So just feed it through and then punch the hole. And this is what it should look like at this point in time. So we've cut off the triangles, we've punched the hole. The only thing remaining to do is to loop in our ribbon so that it ties in place. So just cut off a little chunk, thread it through one side, push them together, and then thread it through that second hole. Then bring them together taut, and just go ahead and tie a knot. And this is one side done. So just go ahead and repeat that process again on the front side. The only step left to do is to take off those two interior paper clips holding the center bits in place. So just go ahead and remove those. And there you have it, we have the basic box complete. So at this point, it's time to embellish. I'm gonna go ahead and create pom-poms at the front so it's a little bit more festive. So if you make a lot of pom-poms like I do, you might have a pom-pom maker. These are super simple gadgets that you can get from Michael's or any craft store, and it makes making pom-poms a heck of a lot easier. Not everybody has a pom-pom maker, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make a pom-pom using a can opener and a pair of scissors. So just unravel your yarn, take the yarn, hold it onto the handle of the can opener and just start looping it around. You really want to make sure that you loop it so it's nice and thick. The more yarn you loop around, the thicker and fuller your pom-pom is going to be. The less yarn you use, the smaller and more sparse it's going to be. So I really want a thick, full pom-pom. And once you get to a place that you feel like it's pretty thick and full, go ahead and stop looping, cut the pom-pom free from the ball of yarn, then take another piece of yarn and go ahead and thread it through the two handles, and then around, and then through again, so that you are making a loop, a full loop around your bundle of yarn. Cut it free from the ball of yarn so that you have it here, and then just go ahead and tie it off. Only tie it once. The next step is to go ahead and shimmy the yarn off of the handles. Be very careful on this step. We don't want to undo all of our work. And then once it's off, go ahead and tighten these strings and it will start to look like a circle. So just go ahead and double knot the string off so it's nice and tight around. The next step is to take your pair of scissors and then just go ahead and weave your scissors into the loops and then cut the loops free. And just continue this process all the way around. So at this point, this is what your pom-pom looks like. It looks like a pom-pom, just not very clean and neat pom-pom. The last step to creating your pom-pom is to take your pair of scissors and just give it a haircut. Give it a trim all the way around so that you are left with a circular pom-pom. This is what you should be left with. So this is definitely a lot prettier than where we started off from. It's nice and even all the way across, nice and thick, and definitely a pom-pom. So now that you know how to make a pom-pom, go ahead and repeat this process as many times as you would like. I'm gonna go ahead and make 3 pom-poms for this project. All right, so I've gone ahead and made 3 pom-poms, white, pink, and then navy blue. The only thing left to do is attach the pom-poms to your box. So what I'm gonna do is using the long yarn that we have left over, I'm gonna go ahead and thread it through the ribbon and tie it off. All right, so all 3 pom-poms have been secured and tied off on our box, and this is what we are left with. I think that this is a super nifty container that you can use for decoration and to hold knickknacks all around your house. I hope you give this project a go, and if you do, let us know how it goes. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye!